Om Shanti. In this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Experience the reward of the stage of liberation in life. While living in these delicate times, the situations, problems, and atmosphere are doubly polluted. Therefore, remain free from their influence. Stay free from any bondage of all these various things for as long as you live. Let there not be a single subtle bondage. Every Brahmin child has to become free from bondage and liberated in life at the confluence age. It is only at the confluence age that you experience the reward of the stage of liberation in life. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 2. In this month, in this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Today's topic: experience the reward of the stage of liberation in life. The practice for the Laram Bhatti for tomorrow is Trikal Darshi, the knower of the three aspects of time. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone is happy. The beginning of the year. We all heard Baba's message this morning. Love and happiness. Our heart should be full of love. And we should always be happy, whatever happens. You just saw Brahma Baba or Bab Dada having chit chat. Baba used to always in Morley, even later on when I started going to Madhuban in 1958. And in the history hall, Baba used to come for Morley. Meditation hall, Om Shanti Bhavan, they all were built later. But in the beginning, Murli used to be in history hall. Baba will come, but at that time there was Mama also. First Baba will come for 10 minutes, 6:45, Baba will speak. No dadis or anyone's class is called Murli, right? Murli is of Baba or Mama. So Mama's Murli, and that Baba will come at 7. And it was so live in the sense, it's not you listening to a lecture or father is talking to children. That's what Murli is about, right? And today you saw the sample how Baba used to have heart-to-heart conversation with children and will make every point very clear, even if he has to repeat, but very, very clear. So this is how we experience our father, teacher, and Sadguru. So whole month we had been thinking about to be free from bondages. Some are very gross physical bondages, and some are very subtle. And those subtle bondages affect our stage. Even you might not have wasteful thoughts, but it's like your stage somewhere is not stable. It fluctuates, or sometimes suddenly you are very sad. You don't know the reason, but it's the subtle bondage which create all these stages. But as we all are making efforts to be free from bondage, that effort is bringing the reward, or what we call attainments. But when we are experiencing reward, that inspires us. Right? So we are not just living on efforts, but we are living on reward. Happiness is the reward. Our deep churning concentration is reward. We can make whole list of what is the fruition. So when I say experience the reward, or we can call it fruition of the stage of liberation in life. Baba says, while living in this delicate time, the situations, problems, and atmosphere are doubly pulling us. Therefore, remain free from the influence. And that is why these practices, if you are in an atmosphere which is of anger or something, what we have practiced create that stage, right? So it doesn't influence us. Stay free from any bondage of all these various things. So Baba says, free from for as long as you live. Let there not be a single subtle bondage. Every Brahmin child has to become free from bondages and liberated in life at the confluence age. It is only at the confluence age that you experience the reward, that is the stage of liberation in life. So, confluence age, first birth now, out of 21, right? 8 in golden age, 12 in silver age, and this is the first one. We sometimes don't realize how much we are liberated. how much Baba has made us free. And from that freedom, what are our experiences, right? Our dedication, our seva for Baba, our personal efforts. We are free, that's why we are able to do. If we were very busy, engaged in Lokik world all the time, Lokik things, we wouldn't create our fortune, right? So this needs little more thinking of my efforts and my fruition in this life. And Baba says, in Satyug, you carry the sanskar from now, right? So that means I have to have golden age sanskar to go to golden age. That's why Baba says inner struggle, conflict, fighting, which is the side of kingdom, silver age. And that is why it's very important that in this our last part of confluence age, we pay a lot of attention that fortune which I create here, that's the fortune I will take to golden age. It's not you receiving anything golden age. You are receiving here. You know, Baba said this morning, all attainments, but there will also a lot of tests. So. But they are like, Baba says, Maya comes to say goodbye, but we entertain Maya. If you don't allow Maya to come, don't entertain, right? So, yeah, think about it and create a stage of liberation in life. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar family, Happy New Year. We're so lucky to be together with Didi on this first day of the first month of 2026. So give her all a big wave. Happy New Year. Prosperio año y felicidad.
भी इसमें नहीं दिखता क्या? This is Shantivan.
Yes.
My
Yes.
residence. Avyakti Parivar. This time we opened it and they are carrying on.
And they have the greeting, Happy New Year.
Yeah, they are prepared all the time.
With beautiful
Yesterday they
flowers.
had hearts and they plan very good to be with us. Mhm. So we go to Shantivat, they come to New York.
Are you in New York? Are you experiencing the snow in Peace Village? There's lots of snow here.
Lot of snow.
So tomorrow you create an environment of snow. Snow in Shantivan.
No, we will show you how much snow is outside.
That's right. You could show them live.
Yeah.
Take a
Last
video.
time we showed, I think it was class and Shantivat. Okay.
So today, on the first day of January, Baba is talking about liberation in life. But before I go into the topic that we have to practice, the Avyak signal, I want to go back to that beautiful Sakar Murli that we listened to. I don't think I've listened to that Murli as a Sakar Murli. Maybe they skipped it in the 5 years Murli that we listened to. But Baba is clearly asking us the question, who is looking at you? When he's giving drishti, who is looking at you? And he said, Shiv Baba looks at the soul, and Brahma Baba looks at the Jivatma, the embodied soul, the body. So I was remembering when I went to Madhuban the first time in 1976. I think you were with me. So Shiv Baba looked at the soul and recognized the soul.
Mm-hmm.
This is Avyak Bapdada now. And then I went back in 1979. And I'm sitting there. And when it was time to meet the double foreigners, Baba said to Sister Jayanti, oh, so Gayatri came. And I remember thinking, oh, how did you know my name? How did you remember me? How do you know me? And I asked Sister Jayanti after, did you tell Baba my name? She says, no. I was equally surprised when he said, Gayatri, come. So I'm thinking here, the first time I met him, Shiv Baba recognized the soul. The second time I met him, Brahma Baba claimed me. He made sure I knew he recognized me. Do you think that, or do you think I'm making up something here?
No, this is what he said, no? That Shiv Baba looks at the soul and Brahma Baba looks at your soul in the body, you know?
But that's something very beautiful to know. What was your
Not only Baba looks at and tell our name, but instantly he knows our part of the whole kalpa. Not only that, but what part we will play now. He looks at you with that drishti from very beginning. That's what I realized.
So what was your experience when you said today you were with Brahma Baba for 11 years? And I sometimes when I look at the Sakar Murlis, I wonder why would people ever think of getting rid of Sakar Murlis? It would be like tearing our hearts out and leaving the intellect. And so those Sakar Murlis carry a story that is this greatest story ever told, the story of immortality, the story that is deeply embedded in our souls. So you had 11 years of Sakar Baba. So when he used to look at you, how did you feel?
11 years, it's not I lived with him, like, you know, because I was still in college and there. But he was in body, and very often I will go to Madhuban before for a year or two with the group. But then he will call me any service, you know, anytime some VIP coming or English speaking people come, then Baba will come. Because there were very few English speaking BKs, very few. So I used to get opportunity to go. But from very first meeting I had, he was in Delhi. I was in college and they gave me time at 5 p.m. to meet Baba. So I went and, you know, like generally when we hear word Baba and whatever about gurus, and but Baba was so simple, clean, and he was sitting on a little gadi and a small desk in front. And so what I was looking for, like I found, one was that, you know, when I saw all these yogis, gurus, long hair, not doing this, standing on one leg, I said, oh, I thought that yoga should give you a very natural life, practical, spiritual life, which I found immediately. with Baba, So I got very connected, and from Baba is talking to me, and first day is saying, "Oh, I will send you to London." I said, "No, I don't think I will go." It's like Baba start talking. And now I will think that he knew my part, not only coming to foreign, but the present role which I had been giving. Because most of whenever Baba had a small meeting, about 12, and then we were 18, I was invited. I was very new. I was young. But I think enough sensible to understand everything what is going on. So I was little surprised at how I fit in here with all these big people or important, like Jagdish Pai was there, Anand Kishore Pai, all of them. So I think that he instilled something or he saw something. It works both ways, right? He must have seen something. And one thing which Baba always liked was full attention. If I am sitting, I always thought like, are they sitting? Because those days we all sat on the floor in history hall. And Baba, I was sitting in the corner. Baba said, "Come, sit here." And I sat whole life. They gave me that seat. Even when Avek Baba comes, I always sitting in the same seat. So sometimes it's as if I feel that he is Trikaldarshi. He knows our part, and you have just to be obedient, in the sense of directions to follow, whatever task is given. So many things Baba asked us to do, and we did. Go on hill stations, arrange exhibitions. And luckily we find one of, Shanti Ben's father, he had every hill station, they had guest house. So every vacation we will go, we will stay there. But now Baba says no holidays. Whenever you go for holidays, open a center there. That's how Kashmir Center came up. Because we went to Kashmir and Baba said, open center there. So all the time, instead of sightseeing, we start looking for place and people. And so anyway, I think, yeah, he knows. I could remember everything what I received from Baba and then from Dadi Prakashmani. Of course, Dadi Janki also, Dadi Gulzar.
So Shiv Baba will then be the one who is Trikaldarshi. Because imagine this, you were talking and I went off into imaginary land. Imagine we're all sitting, all of you are sitting in front of Bap Dada in Sakar form. And he's giving you drishti. And so then Shiv Baba is the Trikaldarshi one going through the selecting process and say, tick, this is mine, this is her. So she will be the one that will go to London, or she will be the one that will become the next chief of the Brahma Kumaris, or she will be the one who will get into the Asia who's who of women, or, she's the one who would glorify me in many ways. And then Brahma Baba is nodding, Haji, Haji, but he doesn't interfere. He won't interfere. So Shiv Baba is going through the selecting process. Marilyn, yes, she's going to be the voice of America. And is that how it works?
Yeah. I get lost.
I'm just fascinated by, a soul that knows us so well, and he looks at us as souls and see the transparency of us in all three aspects of time, but he's only concerned with the Adi and Anadi part of us. And Brahma Baba, the innocent one, he must be the innocent Lord.
Mhm.
And he's sitting there and he has no say in this selecting process. And then he's left with us to help sustain us and to help fulfill what Shiv Baba ticked off and said, now you have to do this. So it must have been an amazing process for him too.
Mm.
But you're not engaging with me.
No, I am listening carefully.
Okay, so enough
Yeah,
of that.
I agree. I agree what you are saying, and that's why I'm quiet. And I want you to continue your reflections. You know.
Yeah, but when he was talking, I loved him. You know how I love Brahma Baba. But then I'm saying, Shiv Baba, what did you do? You left him in the soup with all of us. And he had
He
to,
didn't leave, no. That's the whole thing.
and then he had to do all this work with us. Okay, so the other thought I had, and it is connected to the point we have to practice. Baba was saying that times will be delicate and the bondages will be at two levels. And we have to become liberated in life at the confluence age from these two bondages. One will be what is happening on the outside. And like today, someone was wishing me a happy new year from Switzerland. And they told me what happened in Switzerland last night. Some young people were in a nightclub and the nightclub caught on fire because they were doing fireworks. The ceiling was inflammable and the fire went and burnt the whole nightclub down.
Mm.
And about 115 people were injured. 40 of them, I think, died. And
So much fire.
yeah, this is what happened on the first day of the year for them. And they were all young people. So that is happening on the outside. And then he's saying, you have to face that. You have to be not affected by that. But then he's saying the second level is on the inside. What gets triggered when that happens is also indicating to us what is left unresolved inside of us, the bondages we're still holding on to. So this month, we're also doing this Dilaram close at heart. And part of the Dilaram exercise, which is we're using the drills to clear these illusions, is all these inner bondages are actually our illusions, are things that we held on to, but were not real. That's how I see an illusion. And so to be liberated from life, many of us will say, okay, I'm not affected by what goes on the outside. But what we're left with are these illusions that we're still carrying on the inside. And this exercise we're doing is saying to get rid, first of all, understand what Baba is saying, that those illusions are not real. Your Adi and Anadi forms are real. Stay with that. But we tend to want to stay with the illusions. And then we're saying, use the drills. And as you were saying in the Bhog message today, do it every hour. To take your traffic control and practice with love the drills or Baba's remembrance. So these drills, the repetition of the drills, when we do them over and over again, that is removing the illusions. It is not my effort to remove the illusions or the internal bondages, but it's my effort to do the drills that will remove the illusions. Is that true? Or are we thinking, oh, I must have 5 thoughts. I must repeat these 5 thoughts, and I must repeat these 5 thoughts, and that will remove the illusion. But that will suppress the illusions, and it will re-emerge again when the repetition of the 5 thoughts, kind of lose their strength. But if I pay effort to doing the drills in remembrance of Baba, it purifies me of the illusion. It takes me back to the original and eternal self. And that is why I'm supporting this 21 days for myself, to remove my own illusions by using the drills. Do you think we are on the right path, or are we missing something in terms of this double layer of liberation that we have to do?
When Baba is talking about subtle or internal stage, subtle bondages. Now, physical bondage could be sickness, but the worry of that, how will I manage? What will happen? Look what's going on. It's very subtle. So unless we do these drills, whether it's bodiless stage or whatever drills we do, I think you cannot be free from all those. It's like anxiety or thinking about your future and how will I manage. And then I realized unless our intellect, not only full of knowledge, but repeating, chatting about it, and of course these drills, we cannot be free from these subtle bondages. So I do always had been realizing more and more कि intellect full of knowledge, as Dadi Janki, if you tell her war is going on this country, she doesn't know anything. She hearing, but what it means to her, those countries, like we know so much about outside world. And there are some souls in Yagya, they don't know anything and they're not interested to know. So they carry on without any, like we think whether we should do or not, travel or not, but they just do it because they're not influenced. So sometimes I think, should we do that? Or then I realize it will happen. Towards the end, Baba takes us beyond, and which is happening. I also feel sometimes like I just want to be beyond. So I feel that Baba, looking at our efforts in our journey, keeps guiding us. So practice is one thing, but just always remember that Baba is with me. Baba is taking me to the final destination.
So the practice to remove the illusions and to protect us from what's going on the outside, it's not just to do the practice in and of itself, but to do the practice and connect the intellect to the gyan, to that, I would call it what he's telling me about my original stage and what he's telling me about my eternal stage. And that has to connect to the practice that I'm doing. For instance, today we were doing the practice of the 3 Om Shantis. So you could do that practice of I'm a soul peaceful, I'm a soul connected to Baba, the ocean of peace, I'm a soul who lives in Paramdham, the home of peace. But today's Murli, he was also talking about peace being complete rest. Peace being in the home, peace being in the kingdom. And in the kingdom, peace is a fullness, prosperity, happiness, purity. So is that what you're saying? The intellect should also be full of those points, those treasures of knowledge as we're practicing the drills. And that would make it a complete kind of experience that will take us back to.
Yeah, because I realized that it was 1 year ago or so, I used to take a lot of notes and study and all the time, and it was so good. But recently I hadn't been doing writing and all that. I listened to Murli during Amrit Vela or after Amrit Vela. Then I read. But for intellect to be constantly churning, engaged in knowledge with Baba, I think that really definitely remove or keep us like free from the influences from outside world or within the family. So many situations. Every day, every call is this one getting sick. This is what happened. It's like one sister came here. She had to go back, and she was showing her mother's picture. She left body. So all this keeps happening all the time, but could affect the soul if soul is not completely, fully grossed into Baba and also our guide. Baba and also knowledge. knowledge is very, very important at every step. Like Kuj Dadi was saying, like applying 3 dots, it's a good practice. So knowledge, keep implementing knowledge.
Yeah, that's very important, because you could be doing a practice, but you could take that practice and connect it to what somebody else is saying, but not to what Baba is saying. And then the practice won't have the power. It's only when it's connected to the knowledge. Okay, my final, could I have one more?
Mm.
There are a lot of predictions out there. Because it's the beginning of the year, people are predicting what will happen in January, then what will happen in February. And don't ask me where I know it. I was just Googling today. And all of these predictions. This morning when you offered hope to Baba, did he give you any predictions?
Whenever we used to ask Brahma Baba, or Dadi Janki will ask, Baba, why don't you tell us in before? Baba said, no, it's real drama. That's why Baba used word suddenly. No? That Baba won't tell. That's the test, no? Nobody will. Test paper is not disclosed, no? If it's disclosed, they change it and they make it another. Only Baba helps us to prepare us. And a kind of inner little indication come. Like today Baba said, effect of the atmosphere could be problems. So I think that as Baba said, find the solution. Don't get caught up in the why it happened. It shouldn't have happened. Who is the one who did it? You know, all this we get caught up. Instead of that, what's the solution? As much you become solution-based person, then these things will not affect you. So there are some of the practical things we all need to do.
Okay, thank
So
you.
Baba doesn't, I was just sitting, I said maybe he has to say something more. Maybe he's going to tell me something more. But he was like, for us it's New Year, all that. But Baba just, whatever he had to tell, he just said it.
As you said this morning, there's no time and year in the subtle region. So he's not aware of time and space. Okay, thank you so much, and Happy New Year again. And it was lovely being with you for the confluence of the old and new last night. It was a very beautiful scene for those of you. Did you see it last night, Avyakti Parivar? You were online and you saw it, yeah. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Very powerful.
Om Shanti.
Thank you, Gayatri Man.